Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome to the Creative and Entrepreneurial Show this Saturday. How are you doing? We're talking about the power of our imagination. That's what we're talking about this morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to do that one again. Hey, we attract abundance, don't we? We attract abundance this morning. We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning, so join in the conversation. We attract abundance. Join in the conversation this morning. We attract abundance this morning. We're talking about the power of your imagination. So join in the conversation this morning. How are you doing this morning? We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning. The power of your imagination. The power of your imagination this morning. That's what we're talking about. My hands is just not working with this. How you doing? My hands are so slippery this morning. The power of our imagination. That's what we're talking about this morning. The power of imagination. So how's your imagination doing this morning to attract the things that you need this morning? I attract abundance this morning. My hands are really slippery on my iPad this morning. I attract abundance this morning. I'm not sharing the show. I'm going to leave you to do that, or you can listen to the replay. I want to get on with the show this morning. I attract abundance this morning. We attract abundance. We attract abundance. We attract abundance. That's what we're talking about this morning. So good morning and welcome to the Angela Lee Show. We're talking about the power of our imagination, the power of our imagination this morning. That's what we're talking about this morning. So join in the conversation. I said I wasn't going to share it, but I'm actually going to share it. I attract abundance this morning. That's what we're talking about this morning. To join in the conversations. And if you know anyone that needs to listen to the show this morning, then do share it. Do share the show this morning. I attract abundance this morning. I attract abundance. That's what we're talking about this morning. The power of your imagination on our business and creative show. What are you attracting this morning? What are you calling in this morning? That's what we're talking about. I am abundance. So guess what? I'm abundant, so I attract abundance. Good morning. I attract abundance because I am abundant. This morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Good morning to you. It's the Angela Lee Show. We're talking about the power of our imagination on our entrepreneur and our creative show this morning. So I hope you are doing good. I'm getting on with the show because I've got a busy day, and I know many of you are probably out shopping, out, doing your normal Saturday chores as you do, but you can always listen to the replay, so don't worry about that. And so let's begin with the show this morning. We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning. And it's so important for us to use the power of our imagination because it's going to bring us abundance. It's going to bring us wealth. It's so important that we actually maximize the creative mind, as it were. And so before we begin the show this morning, we're going to be doing our positive affirmations in a few minutes. Just want to give you a few seconds just to join me on the show. And I'm going to play another number while we invite a couple of people in this morning. We're going to play another number, and we're putting it out there in the universe, putting it out there in the universe, putting it out there. Lots of powerful affirmations we're putting out there this morning. Join me this morning on the Business and Entrepreneurial Show. We're talking about the power of your mind, the power of your mind this morning. Join in the conversation. Good morning. We attract all the things that we need. We are attracting this morning. We're not chasing. We are attracting this morning. So join in the conversation. The power of our imagination this morning. We're already looking at the end of January. Next week, Monday, is the end of January, and we need to actually manifest the things that we want to attract into our lives for 2022. Don't you think so? We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning, so join in the conversation. We're going to call in all our creative juices this morning to usher in all our dreams for 2022. The laws of attraction dictates that like attract like. So what are you attracting this morning? What do you want to attract this morning? What do you want to use your imagination to attract this morning? Because our imagination is a powerful tool that we can utilize to usher in our dreams. We're talking about the power of our imagination this morning. So join in the conversation. You can always listen to the replay because I understand that everyone's out. Sometimes on a Saturday morning, we're out busy shopping, doing the things that we need to do. But for those that are awake, that are with me this morning, join in the conversations. Let me know how you're doing. Send me hello on the thread this morning because this is for you. This show is for you. This show is for you this morning. We're talking about the power of our imagination this morning. The power of our imagination. That's what we're talking about this morning. Join in the conversation. What are you calling in this morning? What are you calling in this morning? What are you calling in this morning? We're talking about the power of our imagination. Share the show for me this morning. Share the show. We're talking about the power of your imagination. We don't chase, we attract. This is an amazing song. We don't chase, we attract. We attract. Good morning, Barry. How you doing? We are attracting all the good things into our life this morning. We're attracting all the good things into our life this morning. Good morning. How you doing? It's a lovely, bright Saturday morning. The sun is out. The sun is out. We are talking about the power of our imaginations. Our thoughts are so powerful. That's what we're talking about this morning. The power of our imagination. So joining the conversation. Good morning, Carol. How you doing? How you doing, Carol? Good morning. And Carol's going to be joining us on a show soon. We're going to finalize the dates. And you know, Carol, she does her amazing health forum. Put it on the thread, Carol, your health forum. Put it on the thread for me. Powerful, amazing entrepreneur. And she's going to be joining me on the show soon. And we're talking about the power of our imagination this morning. That's what we're talking about this morning. So join in the conversation. We're going to be doing our positive affirmations as we do before we start the show. What are you bringing in? What are you attracting in this morning? What are you attracting in this morning? We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning. What are you attracting in? What are you calling in this morning? Your mind is so powerful, so powerful. What are you calling in this morning? 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 Okay, it's the Angela Lee Show. You've got to bear with me. My fingertips is not working on my keyboard for some reason. With imagination comes creativity. Absolutely, Barry G. Good morning to those that are joining me. Rose, how you doing? Rose, Amika, John, good morning to you. We're talking about the power of our imagination. Someone, Facebook user, is saying good morning. Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? I'm excited because my imagination is going to create some amazing things in 2022. I've already started to create my book cover. And I've given it to my designer, and she's actually played with the book cover because I've got a book coming out in the mid this year. I've got 3 books that I'm working on, and I've already created and my designer's working with my book cover, and I can see it. I've seen it. She showed me a draft cover of the book cover, and it looks amazing. And so I visualized, my imagination created. I was thinking about when I started to write my other book, I started to visualize what I wanted my book to look like. I visualized it. I planned it out. And we know we did our book show a couple of weeks ago. Yes, 3 books, Carol. I speak it into being this year, 2022. And I visualized and I created in my mind what I wanted my book to look like, the cover. I used my creative, imaginational powers. I called it into being. I put it on my my vision board, and I actually planned out what I wanted my book to look like. I've given it to my designer. I'm going to share it with you soon. I'm so excited, and it looks really good, that book cover, for one of 3 books. And so we're talking about the power of our imagination, the power of our imagination to create, and not only to create, to also turn our creations into monetary terms. That's what we're talking about this morning. Someone said, hi, Facebook user. I don't know who you are. Good morning to you. We're talking about the power of our imagination, and we want to use it for a good. We want to use it to create. We want to use it to create and to turn into something monetary so that we can actually live our passion. We can make money off our passion. And someone said, congratulations on your new book, Angela. It sounds like my planning tips may have helped. Is that you? I think I know who that is. Why don't you identify yourself instead of calling yourself Facebook user? I know who you are. I know who you are. Okay, so wherever you are sitting back, I've got my incense burning on my background. I've got my lovely incense burning. And so wherever you are sitting down, we're going to do our positive affirmations. And so before we do our positive affirmations, let's take a deep breath in, as we always do. Let's take a deep breath in. On 3 and exhale out. And again, let's inhale. On 3, 1, 2, 3, and exhale out. And again, let's inhale. And exhale out. Let's do our positive affirmations this morning with me. I am present. I am strong. I will make my dreams come true in 2022. I am worth love and fulfillment. I am aligned to my intuition. I do not second guess my impulses. I am guided by the universe. I can have what I want. I can. I will. I must. Say that with me this morning. I can. I will. I must. Good morning to you this morning. We're talking about the power of our imaginations this morning. I can. I will. I must achieve my goals. I can. I will. I must achieve my goals, my creative business. I must create my book. I must launch my business. I must. I will. I must. That's what we're talking about this morning. Okay. And so I just want to share, I like to interact with my listeners. That's what I love to do. My listeners are so important. And here, let's put Carol's messages in. Carol saying, many thanks for allowing me to share, Angela. I have a serious health seekers platform called Natural Workshops, where I appear live monthly during consultations and sharing practical health tips to improve well-being with clubs in various health conditions, plus how to use herbs for everyday health, and growers to tutorial guides, whole full recipes, much more, including a group spring cleanse program up and coming here. Full protocol provided, and you can visit her website. It's www.carolfraser.co.uk. Join us. We're here about promoting each other on this business and creative show this morning. We're not holding back on what we need to achieve this morning. And so that's Carol Fraser. She's going to be joining me soon on the show. And Carol is saying, yes, I can, I will, I must achieve my goals. And I want you to also join with that statement this morning. Facebook user, whoever you are, they're hiding behind that their keyboard. Congratulations. Okay, that we've already spoken. We've already spoken about that. Okay, we've already spoken about that. That person that's hiding. Show your face. Show your face. Whoever you are. Okay, we're talking about the power of our imagination. Carol is saying, oh, thank you. Oh, let's show her statement. Thank you for your encouragement and support, Angela. Absolutely. We're here to support our community. We're here to support our community, our soul tribe of entrepreneurs, our soul tribes of creatives, our soul tribes of motivators, of drivers, of creators. That's what this show is all about on a Saturday morning. And we've actually spoken aloud our affirmations this morning. I can, I will, I must create my dreams. We can't allow anything to hold us back this Saturday morning, this year 2022. Next week, it's actually going to be the first week of February. We're already in a month already, and we have to visualize. We have to manifest our dreams for 2022. And so, what do we mean when we talk about imagination? What is imagination? I looked, me with my English language, being a teacher, I looked at the Oxford Dictionary in terms of what imagination means. And so it's a faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. I'm going to read that again. This is powerful. The faculty or the action of forming new ideas, images, or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. How powerful. That is what imagination means. It means that we've got ideas. We're forming new ideas, images, concepts. We're visualizing these concepts and these ideas and these images, these external objects that are not present to the senses. So we're creating it in the six senses. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing in our mindset. And so, in terms of imagination, it's so important that we use this God-given faculty to create. Words that are associated. I know that Carol's got something that she's posted. I'm going to share that in a minute. Words that are associated with imagination is fancy, mind's eye, interest, fascination, attention, passion, curiosity, preoccupation. And so it's the ability of the mind to be creative or resourceful. That's the ability. The ability of the mind to be creative or resourceful. Carol has shared something. I'm going to share what Carol has just mentioned. She goes, I've become a super mastermind of knowledge on my area of work. I set my mind to study and I read chapters daily on natural medicine. I research the best physicians and I apply and adapt this to my wisdom. I feel empowered and I'm becoming the best expert in my field. Absolutely. And so whatever area you're interested in, you have to become an expert in your own area. You've got to do your research. You've got to do your homework. You've got to be knowledgeable, which is why, as you know, I am actually doing my master's in psychology and mental health, because as you know, I'm a life coach. I'm a transformational life coach. I'm also a mentor. I support people in terms of their life's choices. I support my students that I teach. And so I am becoming an expert in my area. And it's similar to what Carol has suggested. You have to become an expert. You have to read. You've got to have knowledge. You have to expand your mindset in order to become creative, in order to become more creative. I mean, I love reading books. If you see my house, I've got books everywhere. I stumble over books. I love reading books because books expands your mind. It expands your creativity. However, we're talking about your God-given faculty of imagination. And I love, good morning to you, Anise. I love that definition, what it mentions. I'm going to read it again. The ability of the mind to be creative and to be resourceful. And it's actually not in this present world. It's in another world. And so you are creating. You are visualizing in another world. And so I just want to tap into other words that are linked to this creative resourceful mindset. So we have creativity, we have imaginativeness, we have creativeness, we have vision, we have inspiration, we have insight, we have inventiveness, invention, resourcefulness, initiative, ingenuity, enterprise, originality, innovation. These are the words that are actually associated with creativity. So it's a part of your initiative. So you're going to take initiative. You're going to take action. You're going to be enterprisable. It's going to be original. It's going to be innovative. That's what we're talking when we're talking about creativity. That's what we're talking about this morning. I like to engage with my listeners this morning. As I told you that my fingertips is working this morning. I'm going to speak positive over my fingertips. It's working this morning. Good morning to you, Andrea. How you doing? Carol is also mentioned. Good morning, Anise again. You're a great inspiration. Thank you for your efforts in this field. We need to keep up amazing work. You need to keep up your amazing work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carol. And I am a naturally creative person. And you know, we creatives, we might appear a bit of a maybe controversial, a bit over the edge, but that's what we are, creatives. We are not normal. We're not your normal people. We are people that actually are usually think outside the box, think outside the norm. We're leaders. We're born leaders. We do things that are probably obscure, not normal. That's what creatives are. We're imaginative. We're innovative. We're highly energized. And when we are around people that are not on our vibe, where we're vibing, it can actually impact on our energy. And so, which is why we don't stay too long in a de-energized situation, because we are natural creatives. Good morning to you. Colin Spowell is saying good morning. Good morning to you. Grand rising to you as well. And so we're talking about our imagination this morning. It's a God-given faculty for us to use our imagination. And I've actually described a couple of linked words that's actually associated with our imagination. Individuality. I'm going to go on with these words. Individuality. Unorthodoxy. So it's something that's unorthodox. Non-conformity. So we do not conform to the norms. Creative people, we're non-conformity. We don't conform. Cleverness, wit, quick witness. So we've got a lot of wit, genius, flair. That's what we've got. We're talking about words associated with creativity, artistry, power. These are words that are associated with creativity, the part of the mind that imagines things. So we need to tap into that mind, that creative mind that creates things. The ability of the mind to be creative and resourceful. Now, there are two faculties that are actually associated with imagination. You've got the synthetic imagination, and this is where we have old concepts and ideas and planning lies, where we learn from experience. This is our synthetic faculty. Now, the other creative faculty is the creative faculty. So we've got the synthetic and we've got the creative. Now, the creative faculty is when you use your infinite impulses, your hunches, and inspiration that is connected to your subconscious mind and the universe, and it acts on ideas by listening, as I mentioned. Excuse me. Who do I need to speak to today to clear my throat chakra? Who do I need to speak my truth to today? Who do I need to speak to today? Creating and acting on these ideas by listening and obeying impulses used when one cannot solve the problems through the synthetic faculty. And so the creative faculty is when you cannot remain in that synthetic faculty of just planning and sort of relying on old ideas and just relying on experience. And so you tap into your infinite creative power, where your intuition lies, where you get those impulses and these hunches. You know, when your intuition speaks to you and it says, yes, you know, do this, and it gives you ideas and it throws in ideas and it says, yes, do this, go there, but no, create this, use this, contact this person. These hunches and these impulses, these voices that are talking to you, they're infinite, they're divine. They're you know, you get these inspirations that are connected to your subconscious mind and the universe. And then, you know, when you put out what you want, when you've put out your intentions and what you want to create, the universe conspires with you to create it. And it draws in and it pulls in all the resources, all the people, all the contact, all the resources that you need to create, to bring to action your ideas. And this only happens when you listen and when you obey those impulses. We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning on the Angela Lee Show. And we're streaming live on Facebook Live. We're also streaming live on my YouTube channel, Angela Lee. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And we're streaming live from my group page. I've put my group page, streaming live from my group page. You can transform your life. This morning, want to share a couple of thoughts with the listeners that are listening this morning, as we do. Morning, Angie Hayes. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? How are you doing this morning, Angie Hayes? Carol is also mentioning, I told you my fingertips is doing good. I'm speaking life over my fingertips this morning. We don't think out of the box. We imply do not conform to the box. Absolutely. We do not conform to the box. That's we creatives. Thoughts and actions can change the way our genes behave. This is Carol Fraser, and she's left her details with her health forum that she has on her website. So when you scroll through the thread, do contact her. She's an amazing, powerful entrepreneur, creative. She's mentioning that thoughts and actions can change the way our genes behave, creating new senses and creativity that lies within all of us. Absolutely. That is a powerful statement. Absolutely. So when you tap into your infinite imagination, as Carol Fraser has mentioned, thoughts and actions can change the way our genes behave. So it can actually change. It can actually eradicate our old patterns of thinking, our old habits, and it can create new senses. So it can actually give you a new DNA in your subconscious mind in terms of how you think. Nothing is impossible. The sky is not the limit. You will excel beyond your potential if you can only tap into your infinite wisdom that is linked to your subconscious mind and the universe, the creator of the universe. After all, the creator of the universe is a creator. He created the world without form and void, and he spoke and he said, let there be. And we saw everything. The elements and the matter, they came into action out of nothing, out of matter and elements, they came into being. And so, as we talked about, our imagination is not in this realm. It's not in this realm. It's in another realm. It's in another realm. And we cannot tap into our imagination in the sensory realm. In the sensory realm, in terms of adhering to the norms of this world. It's in the sixth sensory realm. It's in another realm. It's in the sixth realm that we tap into our infinite power of our imagination. That's what we're talking about this morning. And he's saying becomes reality. It becomes achievable. Absolutely. It becomes a reality. It becomes achievable. That's what we're talking about. And I remembered, and I want to give you, let's see, have I got a copy of my book that I created with Sonia Clark? Where is it? Here we go. And I just want to give you an example. I remember when I was creating this book that we created in 2020, Is Life a Cruise? As I was writing this book in poetry prose, I thought to myself, wow, it's talking about life's challenges and how we can overcome life's challenges. And so in my creative mind, I thought, what picture can I resonate? Can I identify with this title, Is Life a Cruise? And so Is Life a Cruise? I thought, okay, let me put a picture of a ship in a sea where there's turbulence. And is life a cruise as we sail through the turbulence? And so the metaphor for Is Life a Cruise is that we are essentially sailing on the ship, on the boat, in turbulent winds, and these turbulent winds represents our lives, our journeys, our obstacles, our issues, our own individual journeys, or things that we have to overcome. And so when I was sort of thinking about how can I create the image that resonates with the title, Is Life a Cruise, I had to use my sixth sense. I had to tap into my infinite creativity power. That's just an example of how we can use our creativity. And so we're talking about how we can tap into our infinite power this morning. This Facebook this Facebook user saying, box low, what box? I am out of any so-called box. Okay, Facebook user. Who are you, Facebook user? Identify yourself. Facebook user. What's your name? What's your name? And so using your infinite impulses and hunches and your inspiration that is connected to your subconscious mind and the universe. That's what we're talking about this morning. We're tapping into that. So when we obey our impulses, you use that when one cannot solve this synthetic faculty. And as we mentioned, there are two aspects of our imagination. We've got the synthetic and we've got the creative. Science calls imagination matter and elements infusing together. That's what science calls imagination, elements and matter infusing together. And if we remember, the creator of the universe, he fused this universe together with matter and elements. He separated the sea from the land. He created this world using his imagination, and we have that same imagination, that creative, infinite imagination and we're aligned with the universe. And it's for us, it's our responsibility to tap into that and to use that resources, because it's a normal thing for human beings to have this divine faculty, this infinite faculty of imagination, where we, like the universe, can create, and the universe creates with us. Spiritual people call imagination crazy faith, the sixth sense. Man's limitation lies with his capacity to develop and use his imagination. And so it's our responsibility to use our imagination. All limits are off. The sky is not the limit. The box does not exist. Even though manifestation is about turning our dreams into reality, it does require that you take a proactive step towards whatever it is that you desire. I want to share what Carol is interacting with us on this show this morning, because it's an interactive show. We talk and we inspire each other. Good morning, Christopher Jones. How are you doing? Yes, nothing is impossible. Think of the many people on the planet who were perceived to be nobodies, and through their perception and belief of themselves became century trail blazers. Mary Seacole, Dan Vinci, Albert Einstein. We need to be like the David Goggins of today. Absolutely. And remember, what's his name? Zach Goldberg, the Facebook creator. It was at his university dormitory when he was studying for his university degree that he and his friend came out with this concept about Facebook, a way of how we can communicate together. And isn't it amazing? Isn't it fascinating that it's on this very platform that many of us have benefited from in terms of growing and pushing our business through a young man who created this concept, that who was in his university dormitory, that he thought with his friend, okay, let's create something. Let's create this platform, Facebook. And how many billions of pounds is Facebook worth? Through an imagination. He used his infinite. He tapped into his infinite. That's what he did. He used it. He was proactive. He's no different from me and you. In fact, he was in his university dormitory. That's what he was. And so he's no different from us. And so it's time for us to stop playing the blame game. Stop blaming the conditions of society, the conditions of the system. Stop, constraining ourselves to our boxes, and let's step out. Let's kick the box out and be like the Facebook creators, be like the inventors, be like the Mary Seacoles, the Dan Vinces, the Albert Einstein. Rihanna, she created her Fenty Savage brand out of her parents' name, Fenty Savage. And she has become a billionaire at the age of 33 through an idea, through a concept. And she's put all her resources. She's researched it. She's put all her resources. She actually models it. She's her brand. She lives her brand. We see her advertising her lingerie part of the business, her beauty part of the business, her perfume part of the business, her sports aspect of the business. Multitasking, different type of aspects of the business. She's not constraining herself just to a beauty brand. She's expanding her creative mind. She's tapping into her infinite imagination, and she's creating. She's partnered with other people that are on her soul tribe. All these luxury brands she's partnered with, she's aligned herself with. The universe has drawn in these people to work with her. We're talking about the power of your infinite mind. What are you going to be creating for yourself in 2022? What are you daring to believe in 2022? What are you daring to believe? Carol Fraser is saying everything that exists on the planet stems from the mind. Absolutely. Everything. Even the sweater that I'm wearing today, this polka dot sweater, started with a designer who had an idea to create this polka dot sweater. And they must have drawn, the designer of this jumper must have obviously started from her mind before she created it and put it on paper. Then she sketched it and she planned it out. And then she got people in her field, seamstress. She pulled in all the people on her soul tribe to help create this sweater. And here we are, we have a sweater that started from the mindset. As Carol Fraser says, everything that exists on the planet stems from the mind. Good morning to you, Christopher Jones. How many of us come up from the ashes, yet rise and shine our light on others? Absolutely. I've come from the ashes. You know my story. I'm coming from a brain tumor. I'm coming from adversity. Like many of us, I don't even have to list it because you know my story. And so if I can rise from the ashes and create and become, how much more can you do? Don't limit yourself this morning. Sometimes the things that we go through so that we can help others, so that we can rise others, so that we can empower ourselves and become a light, as Carol has said, to shine and to support others that are going through what we're going through. So this morning we're talking about the power of your imagination this morning. That's what we're talking about this morning. What are you imagining this morning? What do you dare? What do you dare to believe this morning? That's what we're talking about on the Angela Lee Show. And as I mentioned, we're streaming live on Facebook Live, StreamYard, on my group page. You can transform your life. So go onto that page and add yourself to that group and let's interact with each other. I'm going to share it on my Altec page. And that's my life coaching page. And if you need a life coach, reach out to navigate to 2022. Reach out. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're also channeling there, Angela Lee. And I'll put the link on this page as well. And also I'll share the link on the Anchor radio show slot that we have as well. And so this morning, we're talking about your imagination. And so man's limitations lies with his capacity to develop and use his imagination. And so sometimes we limit ourselves. And although manifestation is about turning our dreams into reality, it does require that you take proactive steps. And so you plan to fail, fail to plan. Fail to plan, plan to fail. You have to take proactive steps. The onus is you. You can't blame people. The onus is you to take proactive steps. Take proactive steps. So you put your plan into action. And I mentioned on a show that I was talking about how we can create our books, how we can plan our books out. But you have to plan. I'm sure that Carol Fraser plans. Everyone else that is creative on this show plans. Anisa plans. We all plan. And so plan to fail, fail to plan. You've got to plan. And not only do you plan, you start taking those proactive actions towards your desire. And as I mentioned, I was planning my other book and I took proactive action. I'm working with my designer. She's designed the book for me. It looks brilliant. And we're working together to bring that visualization of that book cover together because it's going to be launched this year. 3 books. I'm speaking it into being and I'm taking proactive action. I'm not just talking. I'm taking proactive action. So desire is a thought impulse. It's a thought impulse. When you have a desire, it's a thought impulse. And thought impulses are forms of energy. Thought impulses are actually forms of energy. It's a lovely Saturday morning. Thought impulses are forms of energy, and your thought impulses can guide you into turning your desire into money. I mean, putting your book on Amazon, Kindle, that's how you can generate your thought impulses and how you can turn your creativity into making money. This is on Amazon Kindle. So it's generating money. Your thought process, your creative juices, your platforms that you use, your artistry, your imagination, your creative power, you can turn these impulses and turn your desire into money. We're talking about how you can use the power of your imagination this morning. Share some of your thoughts with me this morning. If you're listening for the first time, welcome to the show. This morning, we're talking about the power of your imagination this morning. I'm having to wet my fingertips on my iPad this morning. And so when we talk about manifestation, we're going to be talking about manifestation. I'm going to play a number. And we're going to talk about how we can move beyond now imagining it into manifestation. We're going to talk about that. How we can bring our imagination, our creative thought patterns into manifestation this morning. So if you've joined me for the first time, what are you trying to attract? I've got to wet my fingertip. What are you trying to attract this morning? In terms of bringing your creativity to life. What are the things you're trying to create? Just listen to this number. It's a lovely number.
I've become one.
About our intuition. Our intuition is our thoughts. It's energy. We have to tap into it. We have to tap into our intuition. We have to align ourselves with our intuition.
And open to my dreams.
This morning, it's the Angela Lee Show. We're talking about the power of your imagination this morning. And we have to listen to our intuition.
Exhale to find release. Inhale to find my peace. So no longer chasing a high. To ease up my
it's a spiritual thing, this imagination. It's powerful. It's in another realm.
A blessing in disguise. My angels guiding me with love and light.
Let's share some thoughts this morning on the power of your intuition. What are you calling into being this 2022? We've got to listen to our thoughts, our impulses, our hunches, our pulls. It's linked to the infinite power, the infinite wisdom.
Because I know myself, no reason not to trust myself.
Crazy faith, they call it. Science calls it matter and element fusing together.
Can't believe I let myself go the way I did, but I reconnected with my higher self, focused on my growth and my mental health. I deserve respect and devotion.
Intuition. Sometimes we get this tug and it's saying, don't go there. Don't work with this person. Work with this person. We have to listen to our inner voices that are aligned to the infinite power of the universe. Good morning, Maria. How are you doing? Many blessings to you. Intuition. And it protects you. It guides you. It will not deceive you. Your hunches. It's your guide. It's guiding you and it's leading you. We're talking about the power of our imagination this morning.
Created by divine to shed light on everything you touch.
Everything we touch.
For where you are and who you have become. We're one.
We're one. We're talking about the power of our intuition this morning. We're talking about the power of our imagination this morning on the show. For those that are joining us for the first time, I know that you can. You might wonder why I'm licking my fingertips, because I'm trying to work this. I'm trying to work my laptop, my iPad here, my laptop with my fingertips, because it's a bit tricky this morning, but it's working. It's working. I can, I will, I must. Repeat with me this morning. I can, I will, I must. I can achieve my goals. I will achieve my goals. I must achieve my goals in 2022. I can, I will, I must. I must in 2022. Perhaps you've been procrastinating for years. Perhaps you procrastinated in 2021. It's 2022. You've got a clean canvas. So you can do this. It's up to you. It's our responsibility to take proactive action to bring our dreams to life. And so let's talk about manifestation. And so when you're utilizing your creative mindset, your creative powers that's linked to the universe, you're going to set down your intentions. You're going to write your intentions down. Many of us wrote our intentions in 2021, what we want to achieve in 2022, and we wrote it down. So we have a plan of action. Many of us lots of people use vision boards where they cut out images of what they want to actually achieve. I'm a visual learner, and sometimes it's good to cut out images And so if you want to create something, cut out that image of what you want to create. If you're writing a book, cut out that image of that book, of what you want it to look like. If you're creating a business, cut out, do some research, because Carol Fraser's mentioned that she researches, she does homework, she studies, she becomes an expert in her field. And so start cutting out these images and put it on your vision board in 2022. And you have to take proactive action. And so once you've cut out these images and you can see it on your vision board every day, you're looking at it and you're visualizing it and you're setting out your intentions and you're doing your mantras. I can, I will, I must. I can, I will, I must. And you're visualizing, you're looking at your vision board every day. You're looking at your vision board and you've got a plan of action. What actions, what steps you're going to take to manifest that desire, manifest that imagination. You've got some steps. Carol's saying these last 2 years, I've propelled many of us to tap into our creativity. It's deep within us. Sometimes we need a universal shake-up in our lives to bring our gifts into existence. Absolutely. Sometimes the universe has to shake us up. And sometimes not every storm is actually is a terrible thing, because sometimes a storm is creating that shift where you need to move to the next chapter, to the next episode of your life. And sometimes storms is just shifting things for us. And it's it's our mindset. It's how we conceptualize things. Adversity. If Sonia Clark and myself didn't go through our adversity, we wouldn't create Is Life a Cruise? We wouldn't create this book if we didn't go through adversity. And so storms and adversity is a disguise to push you, as Carol is saying, is sometimes a universal shake-up to bring our gifts into existence. I wouldn't have written it in poetry prose if we didn't get this shake-up. And sometimes it's the way that we look at adversity that's actually an obstacle, that's actually blocking our creative juices, is because we're caught up with this adversity. Adversity is sometimes a blessing in disguise. I mean, all the adversity that I've gone through in my life and currently, it's a blessing because it's creating growth. It's growing me. It's stretching me. It's allowing me to use my creative mind. It's creating resilience. It's creating the ability to trust in the divine, who knows all things. Someone once said that pain is an indication that birth is around the corner. And I can resonate, and many of us who are mothers and have had our kids can resonate. You know, when you're pregnant and you have these contractions, and when the contractions are intensified, we know that the baby is on its way. And sometimes pain is an indication that birth is around the corner. Sometimes we go through adversity to propel us to reach our destiny, to push us to birth that book, to push us to birth that business. At times, adversity is used as a catalyst, as Carol is saying, as a universal shake-up to shake us into our destiny of what we were designed to be. If I didn't go through all my adversity, I wouldn't have created this platform. I wouldn't have written books. I wouldn't have become a life coach. I wouldn't be in university studying for my master's if I wasn't propelled by my adversity. And so let us not downplay adversity. It sharpens us. It strengthens us. It creates character. It builds character. Carol is saying, be patient with ourselves. Not everything is for us. We perceive we need. We have a purpose. And once we are aligned with it in life, it gets simpler and the doors open. Follow your passion. That's where your journey begins. Absolutely. Wherever your passion is, that's where your life is. That's where your destiny is. That's where your money is. For some of us, we're chasing the money. Don't chase the money. I was listening to an inspirational program a few days ago, which I always do because I embed this in my lifestyle by listening to my soul tribe of inspirators. And they said, and they mentioned that sometimes we're out there chasing the money. We need to be chasing our passion. We need to be chasing our passion, not the money, because the money will come. Chase your passion. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it to help people or is it just to help yourself? Is it to benefit self? If your passion is something that's going to help others, then you're going to be blessed. The universe is going to work with you because you're benefiting others, not only yourself. And he's saying, yes, how we view adversity and respond to it is key. Powerful, Angela. Thanks, Angela. You motivate. Absolutely. How we respond to adversity is key. Pain is an indication that birth is around the corner. And I know that I'm going to be birthing so much this year because, my God, I've been through so much adversity. It just essentially means that something is going to be birthed. I have to deliver something. And my God, it's going to be delivered this year. Pain is an indication that birth is around the corner. What are you birthing in 2022? What have you gone through? And perhaps you haven't even gone through anything. Perhaps you're just naturally creative. Perhaps you've got an idea, a thought, an impulse. Are you going to act on it? Or are you going to deliberate? Are you going to procrastinate? It's time to birth your dreams. And as Anisa said, many of us in the past 2 years with this so uncertain world that we're living in, we've delved into our creative power. We are saying, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I've done it. I said to myself, do you know what? I can't do this full-time English teaching anymore. So I now work part-time. And I'm doing my master's part-time, and I'm writing books part-time. I'm doing me. It's either now or never. When are we going to do it? How long are we going to continue to procrastinate? When are we going to reach our full potential? When? And so to manifest our dreams and to bring our imagination and our creative power to life, we have to see it. We have to visualize it. And once we visualize it, we need to take those proactive, smart action plans to bring it to life. Bring it to life. Deliver that baby. Deliver that dream. And as the mother is contracting, and we know, I remembered when I was having one of my daughters, I've got 2 daughters, and I was having my last daughter, my youngest daughter, and I remembered I went to, I think it was with her, I went to IKEA. I was in IKEA with my ex-husband, and I wanted to get some furniture and stuff, and I felt the contractions. And then my ex-husband was saying to me, oh, don't you think we should go now, hon? And I thought, no, I'm not going. I need to get this stuff. I could feel my daughter pressing, and she was going to come. And as in life with pain, it's so synonymous, it's metaphorical for something is going to be birthed. I can feel my daughter. She wanted to come. She was pressing, but I was adamant that no, I wanted to get this furniture. And after a while, I could not take the pain anymore. My daughter had to, it was time for her to come. It's time for your book to be delivered this year. It's time for you to live your passion. It's time for you to create to live your potential. It's time. It's time. I could not delay the birth of my daughter anymore. I had to give it up. I had to leave IKEA eventually, managed to get the furniture. And as soon as I got to that hospital, oh my God, I just lied down and she had come. In fact, she waited for her. I think what happened was actually I remembered I left my bag because I didn't have my hospital bag, I remembered at the time. And I told my ex-husband to go and get it. And my daughter, she wouldn't come until he came. And so when he came back with the hospital bag, that's when she arrived, because she knew that she had to come. She wanted to wait. But the fact is, I couldn't wait anymore in IKEA. She wanted to come. And sometimes, you know, the universe, as Carol says, the universe propels us, shakes us up, shakes our circumstances up, shakes our worlds up to become what we need to become. The storms of life come to move and to part the waters, to change the course of your life. But it's up to you to take proactive action. It's up to you. And so you set your intentions and you start to take proactive action. You start to action those plans and you work in that plan daily. You're working that plan. You're writing that book. You're visualizing your business. You're writing your business plan. You're researching, as Carol says, you're researching your business. You're becoming an expert. You're studying. I mean, I'm going to uni. I have to study. I have to do exams. I have to write assignments. I have to study. I can't procrastinate. Otherwise, I'm not going to be successful. Do whatever is required. Sometimes we have to isolate ourselves. We need to take a step back and isolate ourselves for a time so that we can focus, so that we can home in to that vision, that dream. And the universe will conspire with us to bring that goal, that dream, that book, that business, that concept, that idea alive. The universe will draw in the resources, the people that we need, the contacts, the collaborations, people that align to what we're trying to do. We don't need to chase people. Like attracts like. We draw in. It's like a magnet. Carol is mentioning, I plan to become a board advisor. My life turned upside down and my adversity ignited my destiny. Today, I'm changing lives. The universe gives us signs to propel us in the right direction. Sometimes we have to move through the pain to come out the other side and rebirth a new self to become what we are destined to be. We ask, why me? Trust the process. Big things happen for bigger rewards. Absolutely. I can resonate. Sometimes it's painful what we're going through. It's painful. But we have to go through the pain. We have to come out the other side. And as Carol says, we're being rebirthed. We're being reborn. We're being reborn into something different. We're being reborn into a new person, into a new way of thinking. We're being reborn. So don't fight it. We have to go through the process and we'll come out the other side. I've been through hell and high water, like many of us, but it's pushed me, it's propelled me to do what I'm doing now. It's built character. And when we've gone through so many storms, we've got this inbuilt resilience, this ability to bounce back. This ability to bounce back. Bounce back. Bounce back. Many people thought we would have died and keeled over, but no, we've got this ability to bounce back. Bounce back. Come what may. Hell or high water. I can. I will. I must. I can. I will. I must. This morning, I want to encourage you. Carol is saying, I was drawn to your message and your positive energy and share your messages with others. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Many blessings. I can. I will. I must. And sometimes when we think about our situation, our families that are actually counting on us, maybe you might be the only one in your generation, the only one in your family that's going to do what you're going to do. You're a genius. There's a genius in you waiting to be birthed. Maybe you're going to be the only one in your family. Maybe you're going to break the generational curses in your family. You're the only one that's going to do this. There's loads of people counting on you. You've got your family, you've got the generation counting on you. It's time. It's time to deliver your baby. It's time to deliver your dream. It's time. We've procrastinated far too long. Time is running out. COVID-19 has proven that nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. We're here today, gone tomorrow. Nothing is guaranteed. But what's guaranteed is whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. That's what's guaranteed. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. It's time for you to invest in your dream, to invest in you. And so, we've set our intentions. We've done our vision board. We can see what we want. We've set our SMART goals and we're taking action. And we're taking action. We're taking proactive action. And we're working on that plan daily. We're working on that plan daily. And what is so important in terms of working that plan is to have a daily routine. We talked about that last year. A daily routine. A daily routine as you wake up in the morning, you're doing your breathing, you're doing your exercise, you're doing your positive affirmations, you're doing your mantras. You're aligning yourself with your soul tribe. You're safeguarding and you're protecting your energy. And the universe is drawing in these people, your soul tribe, to work with you. The universe conspires with us to create. The universe conspires with us to create. The universe conspires with us to create. The power of your imagination. It's infinite. It's a God-given faculty to create. Because we were created by a creator of the universe who created this world without form and void. And he spoke. And so it's important that you speak positive words over your life, over your dream. And you eradicate these energies that will impact on your vision. But as you vibrate high, the universe vibrates with you, and you attract and you pull in the resources and the people that you need. And these people that are trying to attach themselves with you, that are on a low energy, they can't remain. They can't stay. Because your energy, your light is blinding them. They can't stay. And so don't worry, these people will drop. They'll fall away. And many of us have lost contacts and people that we collaborated with last year. You know, something happened and we had to, and some of us, we had to take proactive action and got rid of some people in 2021 that was impacting on our vision, on our dream, that was not aligning, or naturally the universe just allowed them just to drop off, because they're not going where we're going. They're not aligning with our dream. They're not our soul tribe. So we shouldn't force ourselves into friendships or collaborators and partnerships with people that we're not supposed to be aligned with in the first place. They will drop off naturally. They will drop off naturally. And you will attract your soul tribe. Like attracts like. And so this morning, for those of us that are listening, it's time. I'm here to encourage you. It's time for you to become you, the real you, the rebirth you, the new you, the newborn you. You've got rid of all your old synthetic concepts and ideas and old experiences, and you're now launching into the new, into the unknown. And if I can use Peter as an analogy to that unknown, that biblical story when he had to go out into the deep and launch, and he was a bit shaken to walk on that water, if we use him as a metaphor, and he was told to, come on, step out, step out. And sometimes when we have to step out, it's a bit scary because we don't know what's out there. And guess what? He had to step out, because when you step out, you're stepping out into the unknown. And into the unknown is where the big fishes are. The unknown is where the big fishes are. So you've got to step out and launch out into the deep. You've got to launch out into the deep. Deep calleth deep. You've got to launch out into the deep to attract those big fishes into the unknown. And sometimes it can be a bit scary, it can be a bit rocky, it can be a bit nervy. But guess what? That's where the big fishes are. The unknown. The unknown. Good morning to you, Judy Thorpe. Good morning. Good morning to you. And so it's time. It's time to launch out into the deep. Get away from the shallow water where you've been dipping your feet of procrastination, dipping your feet of procrastination, and get into the deep and use the power of your imagination to create and to manifest your dream in 2022. This year, we're going to have a lot of things to celebrate. I'm going to have a lot of things to celebrate, and I know you're going to be celebrating with me, and I'm going to be celebrating with you, because by the end of this year, we're going to be talking about all the things that we've achieved. When we look back in 2022, we can say, yeah, I've written my couple of books, I've started my business, I've launched my website, I've launched my social media platforms. I did it. Yeah. I achieved my goals. We're going to look back. We did it. Carol, we did it. Anise, we did it. Those listening on the airways, we did it. We achieved our dreams. We manifest our dreams. And we're at our book signing, and we're signing our books. And we're with our publisher, and they've promoted that book. Some of our books are going to be turned into scripts, and it's going to be turned into film. We speak it out there in the universe. Our businesses are going to be powerful businesses. It's going to be helping and supporting people in our community. We've done it. We've done it. We've achieved our goals. Thank you for listening to the show this morning. Many blessings to you for those that have joined me. And for those that have missed the show, you can always listen to the replay. You can listen to the replay. I'm giving myself the best. Thank you for joining me this morning. Listen to the replay if you didn't listen to it this morning, you were doing your shopping. We're just being our best self. Be your best self and achieve your dreams and let your imagination take off. Let your imagination take off this morning. Thank you, everyone, for listening this morning. Let your imagination take off, take off, take off. Have a great Saturday. Woo! Woo! And you're going to see me tomorrow between the hours of 10 and 11 on our spiritual and well-being show. We're talking about our imagination still in terms of our mental health. So important, isn't it, to align and to find balance in terms of our mindset and our thinking. Have a great weekend. See you tomorrow. Many blessings, and thank you for joining me on the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the group page, You Can Transform Your Life, to Altec, like page, and also to my YouTube channel, Angela Lee. Many blessings. Have a great Saturday. See you tomorrow. Woo!